Happy Thursday. I don't know what's happening with this mop today. We won last night. We swept all 3 courts, and I don't want to jinx myself. I don't want to jinx the team, but we're currently in first place. First place. I've captained 3 or 4 teams. I've never been in first place like this. So this is exciting. I spent an hour and a half turning in wall content, and I'm hoping they approve it all. If they do, I'll turn in more tonight, so you will be basically current. Right now, I'm almost finished with around the window, and that's going to be a trick in itself because, well, I'll have to explain in the stories because everything needs to be level. And then when you're meeting in the center at the top of the window, it has to match with what's on the bottom. So today my goal is to continue working on the wall. I also want to continue working on the bathroom ceiling. We were having an issue with the nails not gripping in the plaster. It could be that they're not gripping into a strip. It's the lath part because we have plaster. So I'm going to have to figure out something else. I'm going to have to use a combination of adhesive and maybe like a Gorilla Tape that's very, very sticky. So I've got that going in the back of my mind. I'd like to get one panel up on the ceiling and let it cure to see how it stays. So I've got a lot of stuff to do. Plus, this house is an absolute pigsty. It's embarrassing. We have people painting the outside of our home. When we bought this house, we had most of the soffits and all of that painted, but it started peeling already. It's been less than 3 years. So we have a crew working outside our house, and I have to keep the blind shut because the state of the house. They're at lunch right now, so I am going to clean up this kitchen so I can get the windows open, let some fresh air in, and not be embarrassed. Getting ready to lay my first piece, and because it's hard to reach back there without pulling the oven out all the way, I went ahead and set a brick on an 1/8 inch spacer, took this yardstick, laid it across the top on both sides and drew the line. I can see that it's sagging a little bit, but this is where the top of my brick will go right there. I'll just lift it up a little bit because that's sagging. I have installed 1 row of the thin set bricks. I made sure that all of these were spaced correctly. I put a spacer on the bottom of each brick, which you can see down here. There's a spacer here, and I will pop those out here shortly. Because there wasn't much room down at the end to make a small cut of a brick, I spaced these out a little more, leaving enough room to put this corner brick in here, in between the wall and the end of this brick. And I also left this spacer amount here, so when I put thin set on the back of this brick, there will be enough room to squeeze that brick all the way in. For this project, I'm using 3/8 inch spacers. That gives me the space between the joints here and between the joints here. When I was putting that on the countertop, I did put a spacer underneath the brick, and then I will add a bead of caulk along that edge. Keep in mind that these bricks are not perfectly square. These aren't like regular floor tiles. Because these are fired, the bricks can be different lengths. They can also be a little wider on one end than the other, and they can also be a little bit thicker. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually apply the brick. I am going to use
this paint scraper that I got at Lowe's. I'm gonna smear a little bit on the wall. I'm gonna take my trowel, go across there. And I want to make sure that there is enough adhesive to fit the length of the brick. A thin set brick, and I'm going to put it on the wall. I'm going to take a spacer, put it below, and take, whoop, that one fell out. I'm going to take 2 spacers, put one below, here and here. Then I'm going to take one and check the space between here. You can actually see this brick isn't square on the end, but that's okay. I want the wall to look older. And then I'm going to take my level, put it on top, and actually that's pretty level. So I'll check that space one more time, and then I'm going to let it dry.